Good afternoon, I'm Tom Fisher. I'm the town manager for the town of Frisco. And to recap the council's meeting on November 11th, a lot of different topics, but a few in work session for this meeting. We're getting into, or the council is getting into, deciding about water rates for the next period of time. And we usually plan out about 10 years in advance, knowing that we've got a lot of capital projects to do to keep our water system healthy. So within that, just some basic facts about our water system. We've got 34 miles of water pipes in the ground that bring water to your homes and to businesses in town. About 4,700 different individual customers. Our total system is worth about $30 million. So it is quite a large investment by the town between water tanks and a treatment plant, pipes in the ground, water mains in the ground, all that type of stuff. And so the first decision that the council has to make is kind of verifying first the 10-year capital plan and operations plan for the water system. But our water system and its customers have to pay for that water system and any of the improvements that are made over time. So all of that cost over a 10-year period drives what the rate for a water customer will actually be. And so initially going into this, we're looking at not taking out any debt over that 10-year period in order to do all of that capital maintenance over time. That is going to drive a minimum of probably 5 years of rate increases at about 8.5%. The council does have some other options around that they will continue to discuss over the next 2 or 3 meetings that they have going into the new year. So stay tuned to that one, because obviously everybody in our town receives water from the town, a few customers outside of our boundary, but mostly in town. And of course, this directly affects you as it will raise cost somewhat. They also discussed a piece of legislation that came through and the governor signed in this last year around whether gray water can be used in residential development in town. The town at the current time does not feel like we have a lot of demand for that. Plus there's some risks to our water system if we go forward with that. And we're just not ready with a well-developed program to do that. So the town is taking the action as they're required to before the end of the year to opt out of that legislation at this time. But we can bring it back at any time that the community is demanding that. The council also talked to our planning department about their action plan for next year. Things around our sustainability or climate action plan, our housing plan, and our comprehensive plan. Many different subjects were talked about in initiatives that the council will tackle the next year with their planning commission. I encourage you to listen to the recording of their meeting if you would like some detail on that. Also, the council finished their decision making around the financing of our energy performance contract. And this is a fancy name for doing some improvements in town around solar energy production, our lighting for town facilities, and our heating and cooling for town facilities. We want that to be a sustainable and improve our climate in the future. It's about a $2.4 million project that takes about $300,000 of town revenue to leverage grants and financing around that. So a pretty exciting project and our major initiative around 2025 and 2026 around sustainability. The council only has one meeting in November and December. It is the second Tuesday of those months. Obviously, we just had the November meeting, so the second meeting in December, or the second week in December, is our next meeting. And as always, if you'd like to participate with the council or mention something to them, you can write them at council@townoffrisco.com, or you can show up to our regular meetings at 7 p.m. to give public comment. And as always, we've got a lot of information for anybody about the town of Frisco at friscogov.com.